What happens when one of the most iconic women in entertainment history puts on a wedding dress, again? But this time, it's not for the man everyone expects. Jennifer Lopez has done it. She's walked down the aisle in her brand new music video teaser for Can't Get Enough. And let's just say, it's not the wedding people thought they'd see. No Ben Affleck. No Bennifer fairytale moment. Instead, a twist. Today, we're diving deep into the teaser that has the internet buzzing, decoding what it means, why it matters, and how J.Lo once again proves that she knows exactly how to control the narrative. We'll break down the visuals and symbolism, the timeline of Bennifer 2.0, why this not Ben wedding is strategic, the marketing genius behind it, and what it tells us about Jennifer Lopez in 2024. Because this isn't just a wedding scene. It's a statement. Let's get into it. The teaser for Can't Get Enough is visually lush, glamorous, and unmistakably J.Lo. We open on a grand wedding setting, romantic lighting, lavish decor, soft florals, elegant guests. And then there she is, Jennifer Lopez in a stunning wedding gown. The dress? Dramatic. Feminine. Classic with modern flair. It's bridal fantasy turned pop spectacle. But here's the twist. The groom is not Ben Affleck. Instead, she's marrying someone else, at least in the video's universe. The teaser suggests playful chaos. We see moments of celebration, energy, and possibly even hints that this may not be her first wedding in the storyline. There's a tongue-in-cheek vibe. It doesn't feel tragic. It doesn't feel scandalous. It feels intentional. The mood is flirty, bold, slightly ironic. And that's important. Because Jennifer Lopez doesn't do anything accidentally, especially not when it comes to weddings. Let's remember, weddings are part of her brand narrative. Jennifer Lopez and weddings have a long public history. She has been married multiple times in real life, played brides in films, starred in wedding-centered rom-coms, literally built a career arc that intersects with love stories. From the wedding planner to her highly publicized relationships, the bridal image is deeply tied to her celebrity identity. Then came Bennifer 2.0. The reunion with Ben Affleck wasn't just romantic, it was cinematic. Early 2000s tabloid royalty reunites 20 years later? It felt like destiny rewritten. They got married in 2022 in a real-life fairytale moment. So when Jennifer Lopez appears in a wedding dress in 2024, audiences instinctively connect it to Ben. But she subverts that expectation. And that's powerful. Because this isn't about reenacting her real marriage. It's about reclaiming the narrative around love. She's not saying, "This is about my husband." She's saying, "This is about me." Let's talk about why it's significant that the groom isn't Ben Affleck. In pop culture, women, especially women over 40, often get defined by their relationships. And Jennifer Lopez has had her relationships dissected publicly for decades. From Sean Diddy Combs, to Chris Judd, to Mark Antony, to Alex Rodriguez, and of course, Ben Affleck, twice. The public conversation has often revolved around, will it last? Is this the one? What does this say about her? By marrying someone else in the video, she's doing something subtle but sharp. She's separating her art from her marriage. She's saying, this is performance. This is storytelling. This is entertainment. Not, this is my diary. And that distinction matters. Because if she had recreated a wedding with a Ben lookalike, headlines would scream, J.Lo recreates real wedding in new music video. Instead, the headline is, she gets married, but not to Ben. That's intrigue. That's conversation. That's viral energy. Now let's talk about the title. Can't Get Enough. What does that imply? It suggests passion, obsession, desire, repetition, possibly even multiple attempts at love. When paired with a wedding scene that might not be her only wedding in the storyline, it could hint at something playful. Maybe she keeps getting married. Maybe she keeps chasing love. Maybe she's poking fun at her own romantic history. And if that's the case, it's genius. Because instead of running from the narrative that she's been married multiple times, she might be embracing it. owning it, turning it into art, turning it into spectacle. That's evolution. Point one of Jennifer Lopez's most underrated qualities is her self-awareness. She knows the jokes, the headlines, the memes, the commentary. She knows people have opinions about her love life. So what does she do? She incorporates it into her brand. This feels similar to how Taylor Swift reclaims narratives in her music, but J.Lo does it visually. She takes the serial bride narrative and says, "Okay, let's make it fabulous." There's power in that. Instead of being defensive, she's theatrical. Instead of denying the pattern, she stylizes it. And by not involving Ben in the video storyline, she protects her real relationship while still capitalizing on the wedding symbolism. That's a careful balance. And it shows maturity in her career strategy. The timing of this teaser is interesting. Jennifer Lopez is in a phase of career reinvention. Again. She's releasing new music, expanding her media presence, reasserting herself as a pop force. She's no longer the young breakout star. She's the legacy artist who's still dominating. And wedding imagery at this stage of her career says something different than it would have 20 years ago. It's not, "Look at my fairy tale." It's, "Look at my control." She's directing her image, producing her narrative, crafting spectacle. And audiences are watching closely. We're in an era where celebrity authenticity is scrutinized heavily. People want transparency, vulnerability, realness. But at the same time, they crave spectacle. Jennifer Lopez thrives in spectacle. The wedding dress, the glam, the drama. She understands old-school Hollywood glamour, but she packages it for social media virality. A wedding is universally symbolic. It's emotional shorthand. And by twisting that symbol, she guarantees conversation. Even people who don't follow her music are clicking the teaser. Why? Because wedding plus J.Lo equals headline. That lets address the obvious question. Does this say anything about her marriage to Ben Affleck? Probably not. In fact, the opposite. By keeping him out of the storyline, she might actually be protecting that relationship from becoming part of a promotional rollout. There's a difference between using your relationship as marketing and keeping it sacred while using symbolism artistically. If anything, this shows a boundary. And that's healthy. Let's explore a compelling possibility. What if this entire wedding concept is satire? Jennifer Lopez has been married 4 times in real life. That fact has followed her for decades. It's been turned into punchlines, think pieces, and gossip headlines. So what if "can't get enough" is her saying, "Fine, I'll lean into it"? Imagine if the full video shows multiple weddings, multiple grooms, different dresses, different ceremonies, a rapid-fire montage of "I do" moments. That wouldn't be self-destruction. That would be satire. It would be her reclaiming a narrative that tabloids once weaponized against her. There's something powerful about a woman saying, "You think I get married a lot? Watch me do it in couture." That flips mockery into spectacle. And Jennifer Lopez understands spectacle better than almost anyone in pop culture. Now let's zoom out. Jennifer Lopez isn't just an artist. She's a corporation. She's a music brand, a film brand, a beauty brand, a fashion brand, a lifestyle brand. Every image she releases is led with business implications. Wedding imagery connects to bridal fashion markets, beauty endorsements, fragrance branding, lifestyle storytelling. There is an entire commercial ecosystem tied to J.Lo's romantic image. So even if the video feels playful, it also reinforces her brand identity as the eternal romantic, the glamorous bride, the woman who believes in love. And here's the twist: believing in love repeatedly is actually a strong brand message. In an era of cynicism, Jennifer Lopez's brand has always been hopeful. She's not the artist who says, "Love is fake." She's the artist who says, "I'll try again." That resilience sells. Let's talk about something bigger. Jennifer Lopez is in her 50s. And society doesn't always know what to do with women over 50 who are sensual, romantic, glamorous, still center stage. There's often an unspoken expectation that women age out of fairy tale narratives. But J.Lo refuses that narrative. She wears the wedding dress again. She sings about passion. She headlines her own love story. And she does it unapologetically. Meanwhile, male celebrities can remarry multiple times, date younger partners, reinvent romantically, and rarely face the same scrutiny. So when Jennifer Lopez appears as a bride again, even fictionally, it challenges cultural norms. It says, "Why shouldn't I?" That alone makes the imagery culturally interesting. Let's talk about something bigger. Jennifer Lopez is in her 50s. And society doesn't always know what to do with women over 50 who are sensual, romantic, glamorous, still center stage. There's often an unspoken expectation that women age out of fairy tale narratives. But J.Lo refuses that narrative. She wears the wedding dress again. She sings about passion. She headlines her own love story. And she does it unapologetically. Meanwhile, male celebrities can remarry multiple times, date younger partners, reinvent romantically, and rarely face the same scrutiny. So when Jennifer Lopez appears as a bride again, even fictionally, it challenges cultural norms. It says, "Why shouldn't I?" That alone makes the imagery culturally interesting. Let's revisit Bennifer for a moment. When Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck reunited, the world projected a lot onto them. People saw second chances, redemption arcs, nostalgia, destiny. It wasn't just a celebrity marriage. It became a symbol. So now, when she appears in a wedding dress without him, some fans instinctively read into it. But here's the reality. Art doesn't always equal autobiography. And in fact, artists often create fictional narratives to avoid exposing real ones. By not placing Ben in the video, she may be reinforcing that her marriage is separate from her performance identity. That's boundary setting. And that's smart. Expectation drives virality. If Jennifer Lopez had recreated her real wedding with Ben, it would have been predictable. Romantic. Safe. Beautiful. But predictable. Instead, she gave audiences something unexpected. And in today's content-saturated world, unexpected equals attention. The headline writes itself. J.Lo marries someone else in new teaser. That creates clicks, discussion, speculation, reaction videos, think pieces. Subverting expectation is one of the oldest tricks in entertainment, and one of the most effective. Let's speculate responsibly. Based on the playful tone of the teaser, possibilities include multiple weddings to different men, a runaway bride twist, a comedic exaggeration of romance, a dream sequence, or a celebration of love as an endless cycle. The title "Can't Get Enough" suggests excess. So maybe the wedding isn't literal. Maybe it represents being addicted to love, being addicted to attention, being addicted to the spotlight. And if so, the marriage might be symbolic rather than narrative. She could be marrying the idea of love, the fantasy of romance, the audience, fame itself. Now that would be led. The internet thrives on moments like this. Within minutes of the teaser dropping, screenshots circulate. Comparisons begin. Fans analyze body language. Comment sections explode. And that's free marketing. Jennifer Lopez understands the social media machine. She's been a headline figure for over 25 years, across different media eras. From tabloid magazines, to paparazzi culture, to Instagram, to TikTok discourse. Few celebrities have adapted across eras like she has. This teaser fits perfectly into the scroll economy. Short, visually striking, emotionally provocative. Every major pop artist has eras. And this might be J.Lo's self-aware era. Instead of trying to prove something, she's playing with perception. Instead of chasing youth, she's embracing legacy. Instead of escaping her romantic history, she's stylizing it. That's confidence. And confidence at this stage of a career is powerful. The wedding dress isn't about Ben. It's not about scandal. It's not even about marriage. It's about narrative control. Jennifer Lopez has been watched, critiqued, romanticized, questioned, for decades. But she's still here. Still glamorous. Still launching eras. Still getting headlines. And she's doing it on her terms. That it's a powerful emotional statement. It suggests desire that doesn't fade, passion that doesn't settle, a personality that thrives on intensity. And if we're being honest, that describes Jennifer Lopez's public persona perfectly. She has never been subtle. Her love stories? Big. Her performances? Bigger. Her weddings? Grand. Her career? Relentless. She doesn't do minimalism. She does maximum. So when she frames a wedding within the concept of can't get enough, it may not be about a specific man. It might be about appetite. For love. For life. For experience. For the spotlight. Jennifer Lopez has always projected a woman who wants it all. And refuses to apologize for it. In the early 2000s, her romantic life was framed as chaos. Tabloids painted her as impulsive, dramatic, unlucky in love. But in 2026 culture, that same narrative reads differently. Now it looks like a woman who keeps trying, a woman who believes in love, a woman who refuses to settle for unhappiness. That's not weakness. That's persistence. The culture has shifted. We no longer glorify staying in relationships just to avoid headlines. We now respect people who leave when something isn't right. So when Jennifer Lopez stands in another wedding dress, even fictionally, it doesn't feel tragic. It feels bold. It feels like, I still believe. And belief is powerful branding. There's something else interesting here. By not including Ben in the teaser, she may be signaling emotional independence. When Jennifer reunited, the narrative was heavy with destiny language. Meant to be. Right person, wrong time. Full circle. But the video suggests something subtly different. It suggests, even in marriage, she remains the main character. That's not dismissive. That's identity preservation. Too often, women in high-profile relationships become part of a duo brand. But Jennifer Lopez has always been singular. Even during Jennifer 1.0, she was J.Lo first. And this teaser reinforces that. The wedding aesthetic is about her. The camera lingers on her. The fantasy revolves around her. The storyline centers her. Not the groom. That's intentional. One of the smartest things about this teaser is how it blurs the line between art and reality, without crossing it. Celebrities often fall into two traps. Oversharing their personal lives for relevance. Being so private that audiences disconnect. Jennifer Lopez does something in between. She references real-life themes, marriage, love, spectacle, but keeps the actual details private. It's performative romance, not documentary romance. And that separation protects her longevity, because when your art is your diary, every real-life shift becomes a crisis. But when your art is stylized fantasy, you control the stakes. That's longevity strategy. The bride is one of the most symbolically loaded images in global culture. It represents hope, commitment, transition, celebration, public declaration. When Jennifer Lopez uses that imagery repeatedly in her career, she's tapping into a universal emotional language. The bride isn't just about romance. It's about transformation. And maybe that's the real message. Maybe each wedding moment in her public life represents a new era, a new chapter, a new reinvention. In that sense, she's not marrying a man. She's marrying a version of herself. And that's a very different interpretation. Let's go deeper. What if the wedding isn't about love at all? What if it's about fame? Think about it. Celebrities have a marriage-like relationship with the public. They commit to visibility, dress for spectacle, perform devotion to their audience, repeat vows in different forms, album after album. Can't Get Enough could be about her relationship with the spotlight. She's been famous for over 3 decades. And she keeps coming back, keeps reinventing, keeps performing, keeps walking toward the camera like it's an altar. Maybe the groom doesn't matter. Maybe the audience is the groom. Now that's a layered metaphor. Legacy artists face a unique challenge. How do you stay relevant without chasing trends? Jennifer Lopez does it by leveraging mythology. She doesn't need to be the newest. She needs to be the most iconic. Wedding visuals are timeless. Romance is timeless. Drama is timeless. By tapping into those archetypes, she ensures her image remains culturally sticky. Years from now, people won't remember every lyric, but they'll remember J.Lo in a wedding dress. That's iconography. And iconography builds legacy. The biggest takeaway from this teaser? Control. Control over image. Control over narrative. Control over timing. Control over symbolism. Jennifer Lopez has lived through public breakups, tabloid frenzy, internet mockery, career dips, industry shifts, and she's still the one orchestrating the spectacle. That's not luck. That's calculation. So what are we really looking at here? Not a scandal. Not a marriage hint. Not a relationship clue. We're looking at a woman who understands storytelling. Jennifer Lopez getting married, but not to Ben Affleck, is a reminder that art doesn't belong to the tabloids. It belongs to the artist. And in this moment, the artist is in charge. She's not reacting to headlines. She's creating them.